Hey guys, this is Unit 1, Formative 3, day number 1. We're starting conversions today. So this will be the first day of conversions. It'll basically be the simple stuff to set us up for the next couple days, okay? Okay, we do have a reference sheet that will be available in class, but if you also need some extra conversions, on page 801 there's always a set there. So you should have access to it online. If you can watch this video, you should be able to access your book. Therefore, if you want to take notes on that, that would be awesome. And take good notes too, okay? So you will use these in the future, such like on tests and stuff like that. Okay, so let's try our first conversion here. We have number 1, which is 4.8 yards equals how many inches? Well, on my conversion sheet, I'm looking for something that has both yards and inches in it, and I see that 1 yard equals 36 inches. So that's the conversion that I'm going to use. 1 yard equals 36 inches. And I'm going to set this up. So I start with my original 4.8 yards. And now I have that multiplied by a fraction. Okay? And I want to cancel my yards because our final answer is going to be in inches. So to cancel my yards, I need one on top and one on bottom of the fraction. So we got one up here, and now we need another one down here, yards. So I'm going to use my conversion that I know. 1 yard down here equals 36 inches. I'll put that on top. And now my yards will cancel when I multiply this here. And on top I get 4.8 times 36, which is 172.8 inches. 172.8 inches. And it's inches because that's the only label that is left. Okay, notice my yards are gone, so I just have inches left. Okay, so this is your answer. Let's try another one. Okay, number 2 says 84 ounces equals how many cups? We're trying to find how many cups this is. So on my conversion sheet, again, I'm looking for ounces to cups, and I see that 8 ounces equals 1 cup. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with my original, which is 84 ounces. 84 ounces. I'm going to multiply that by a fraction again. Okay, and the fraction I'm going to use has to do with my conversion, and we want to get rid of our ounces right here. So I need my ounces on the bottom since that's on the top. So if I put ounces on the bottom, I look at my conversion and I see that 8 ounces will go on the bottom. 8 ounces, and on the top I'll have 1 cup. Okay, so now when I do my multiplication of my fractions, I have 84 times 1 on the top. That's going to be 84. And on the bottom, well, this is over 1, right? So I have 1 times 8 ounces, which is 8. And now what's the label here? Well, my ounces should cancel because one's on top and one's on bottom, and so I'm just left with cups, or C. Now 84 goes into 8 how many times? It's 10 times, so 10, or 10.5, excuse me, 10.5 cups will be our answer for this one. We're just dividing 84 by 8 and keeping our label of cups. Okay, this next one, number 3, says 4 tons equals how many ounces? Well, if I look at my reference sheet, notice I don't have anything that is both tons and ounces, so I'm going to have to use more than one conversion here. The first conversion I'm going to use is ounces to pounds. Okay, so I know that 16 ounces equals 1 pound. LB stands for pound. Okay, and then I also know that 2,000 pounds, 2,000 lbs will equal 1 ton. Okay, so now I can go from ounces to tons via pounds. All right, so we're going to use 2 conversions here. Again, we're starting with our original. We always start with our original, and that's 4 tons. So 4 tons. And then that's going to be multiplied by a fraction. And our fraction that I'm going to use first, well, the only one that has tons, my only conversion, is pounds and tons. So I'm going to have my ton on the bottom here, my 1 ton, because my ton is at the top on this one. And so on the top I need 2,000 pounds because that's what 1 ton is. Okay, and then I need to, oops, 2,000 pounds. Labels are very important. I cannot forget those. And now I need to take this times another fraction, and this one is going to involve pounds. So I'm going to have my pounds on the bottom because it's on the top here. We know that 1 pound will equal 16 ounces. Okay, just to double check our labels, we know our tons will cancel because one's on top and one's on the bottom. Our pounds will cancel, one's on top, one's on bottom. But our ounces will stay, and that is exactly what we want when we look at our top part here. Okay, so if we do the math, 4 times 2,000 times 16 right across the top will give us 128,000. And then on the bottom, 1 times 1 is just 1. We know anything over 1 is the same. So 128,000. And what's our label? Ounces. Okay, the whole point of this is to use our labels here. Okay, so 128,000 ounces is 4 tons. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, number 4 says 3 days equals how many seconds? Again, on our conversion sheet, we don't have anything that goes from days to seconds, but I do have days to hours, I have hours to minutes, and I have minutes to seconds. So I'm going to have to use 3 things here. Let me write down what that says. So, okay, so 1 day equals 24 hours. We all know that. 24 hours, HR. And 1 hour equals 60 minutes. And 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So these are all ones that we're pretty familiar with, so we should be able to do this relatively easily. Okay, we start with our original again, which is 3 days. So 3 days. And I'm going to multiply that by a fraction here. So I want days in the bottom since it's in the top up here. And that'll be 1 day. If I look at my conversion, 1 day equals what? 24 hours. 24 hours. So the next one I want to have hours in there. So now I want it on the bottom since hours is at the top up here. So 1 hour equals 60 minutes. I want to multiply that. Minutes. Okay, now I want to multiply that by something that has minutes in it. And I want it in the bottom since minutes is on the top in the previous one. So I know 1 minute is going to equal 60, there we go, seconds. Now check on our labels. Our days will cross off, our hours will cross off, and our minutes will cross off because we have 1 in the top and the bottom of each of those. And our seconds will stay, and that is exactly what we want. Alright? So when I look at the math on this, we have on the top 3 times 24 times 60 times 60, and that's going to be divided by 1, by 1, and by 1. We know anything divided by 1 is itself, so 3 times 4 times 60 times, or 3 times 24 times 60 times 60 is actually 259,200. 259,200 seconds. Okay, so that is exactly how many seconds there are in 3 days, which is what we want. Okay, one more. Okay, last one says 2 square yards equals how many square feet? Well, if I look on my conversion chart again, I see that 9 square feet equals 1 square yard. Whoa, 1 square yard. Okay, so again I'm starting with my 2 square yards here. So 2 square yards. Since I'm starting with that, I need to take that times something with that on the bottom. So I only have 1 conversion, so that'll be on the bottom. Square yards here. And 1 square yard equals 9 square feet. That'll go on the top. 9 square feet. Okay, so my labels, my yards are going away. They're crossing off. One's on top, one's on the bottom. And then this will equal, well, 2 times 9 on the top is 18. And, oh, that was 1, sorry, on the bottom. 18 over 1 square feet, we know is just 18 square feet. Then that is the same as 2 square yards. Okay, that is it. We will see you tomorrow.